As the session begins, I'd like for you to find a restful place, wherever you feel you need to be, to take the time now to take care of yourself, starting to let go, taking a couple of deep breaths, exhaling slowly, letting that unconscious part of your mind, always in charge, always taking care of you, take more control as you drift closer to a pleasant awareness of equilibrium and balance, positive energy all around. And people often start to notice different sensations, maybe a warmness or a tingling in a part of that body as you relax. But it's not uncommon to experience no change. And it's not even important to think about you're going into trance, but just enjoy the sensation of relaxing deeply. And any outside noise you might hear during the session is just a reminder that life goes on while you're learning to relax very deeply. You sense how your hands might feel perfectly still, aware of maybe the pressure against your back as you continue to pleasantly rest, or maybe a particular feeling in a part of your body as you put distance and space between the flow of those thoughts. You find your breathing has started to slow down. Your heart rate begins to slow. Your blood pressure begins to fall like an autumn leaf blown by the wind, turns loose of the branch of a towering oak tree and glides gently downward, resting finally on the carpet of leaves below. Healing energy shifts toward your center of awareness, beginning at the very top of your head. And I'd like for you to pay attention to those little areas around the eyes, those tense facial muscles beginning to relax, beginning to loosen, a wave of relaxation flowing downward like a little waterfall from a wandering stream deep in the forest, bubbling over moss-covered rocks, cascading into the coolness of the pool of water below as it continues the journey toward the river and then the ocean. As that tension and tightness dissolves, that feeling moves downward into the neck as you get a sense of that stress and tightness just letting go, spiraling down through the shoulders. And some people may even notice an arm getting a sensation of heaviness, or maybe a gentle numbness from the positive stream of relaxation flowing through those arms, down through each wrist, connecting with your hands, and making its way down to each finger. And you might find even trying to move a fingertip takes more effort than it's worth. It's easier just to let go and let things happen with no effort. Let that body rebalance with a pleasant calmness flowing into your upper chest and back, a soothing sensation, maybe a gentle tingling following that wave of relaxation, dissolving that stress and tightness. Just like the rising sun at dawn begins to melt the little patches of spring snow in the shaded corners of a distant alpine meadow. And when you've decided to let yourself go even deeper into this trance, you sense that comfort flowing gradually down into the stomach area, cleansing, refreshing all the way around, touching those tight muscles in the lower back, like loosening a compressed ball of rubber bands wrapped tightly around each other, and now unwinding and falling away. Just a pleasant awareness of being at harmony and in balance with nature. People need to take care of themselves. And for a long time, you've needed to take care of yourself. And that quiet calmness flows into the hips as tension melts away. Your sense of awareness continues to slow down. You let yourself sink even deeper into a pleasant state of tranquility, knowing that the stress you had been carrying around is being released. It's like stuffing all of that worry and stress inside a huge, bright red balloon full of fresh helium and watching it start to rise, ascending higher and higher, becoming just a tiny speck high above the earth as it soars toward the summer clouds, finally disappearing into the distance as it leaves behind calmness trickling into the thighs, dissolving all the tightness and tension, inching downward through the knees, into the lower legs, touching the ankles, spreading through those feet, the top, the sides, the soles of the feet, and you enjoy the sensation of pleasant comfort as any remaining bit of tension just evaporates out the ends of those toes like the coolness of morning fog melting away in the morning sun. And you're pleasantly resting now in a special place of equilibrium, that green zone of deep and complete relaxation, your imagination ready to take a journey of adventure with a road map for part of the way and no map at all for the rest of the way to places that maybe you visited before but had forgotten how to get there. And you may surprise yourself at how easy it is to find that doorway of awareness framed deeply within your inner space, only a few steps away. Like standing at the top of a staircase with 10 steps curving downward, and as you feel your hand slide along the banister, you're ready to take your first step. Looking forward to this part of the journey, realizing a part of yourself remains here, anchored in the present, knowing you're safe and comfortable as your unconscious mind gives you permission now to focus ahead on new places to see and explore. And as you begin stepping down, each footstep deepens the relaxation as you count down toward the bottom. 10, 9, and 8. Each step more comfortable, more relaxed than the one before. 8, 7, 6. Moving closer to a special place within the center of yourself, putting distance between that anxiety that you had been feeling. 6, and 5, and 4. Feeling more balanced, more in control as you descend deeper into a world of new awareness. 3, and 2, and 1. Stepping off the bottom of that last step into a special place. Maybe like walking into a magical forest when you're a child. Calm energy flowing all around. An aura of well-being freeing you to connect with life in the way you want to give yourself permission to do. And you may feel different now than you did when this journey first began, as a part of your mind wonders just how deeply you've gone into trance, while another part of your mind realizes that you've already reached the level of trance that you need to let change begin. And as this journey continues, it might take more effort to even remember the position of a hand or an arm or another part of your body right now. You're lost in a pleasant sense of starting to float away, a free spirit in time and space, just letting go, letting events happen in their own time, in their own way. And it might be amusing to realize I'm not asking you to do anything. All I'm asking is that you find out whether it's possible for you to allow these feelings to be there. I wonder if you remember a time when you were younger, recalling a place comfortable and safe. You went there to let your body and mind relax. Everything relax in that special place deep down inside where you can really let go of cares and concerns, letting your breathing continue to slow down and your heart rate continue to fall. Maybe like being able to relax in the early summer sun, resting by a small pond full of water lilies, dragonflies skimming the surface, just letting the mind drift with no effort at all. A quiet, almost silent sound in the background of your thoughts, or maybe remembering one time hearing the softness of the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves of the trees as the blanket of evening begins to fall. And like sand flowing through an hourglass, you might imagine walking along a distant beach, feeling the cool wetness under your feet, and as you hold a handful of that clean white sand, watching it flow freely through your fingers, you forget you have anything to do at all, except as the sand to just let go and flow. And those thoughts that had been racing around inside have slowed down, like little flocks of sparrows bunched together, flying over the treetops, become farther and farther apart as the sky becomes less crowded, as the day comes to a close with the quietness of evening, just like the little rippling waves on the surface of a hidden lake began to fade away into perfect smoothness as the wind dies down. I know that recently in the past you'd felt stressed, had trouble concentrating, felt anxious. You want to recapture the joys of life, to be more focused, be more connected, at peace with yourself and all that's around, more resilient, be more balanced. And one way to increase your abilities in these areas is to now realize that anything negative and stressful that had happened to you is in the past, and that past now is only able to live as a thought in your head. And as you move farther and farther from that past, you recognize that only small parts of your life had been affected and are now perfectly okay. And the deep relaxation you feel now is telling you something very important. The way your body is relaxed now tells you that you can control parts of your body that you didn't know you could control. And that's because you can control parts of your mind you didn't know you could control. And that means you have a strong mind. And it's that strong mind that had caused some of your worries. And it's also that strong mind that can lead you now out of those worries. Because that strong mind of yours, once it knows what you want and knows where you want to go, what you want to feel, what you want to do, can generate everything you need, can give you exactly the feelings you want, can make the changes, can make you aware of things you're not aware of, can put you in touch with feelings, memories, times, and you can learn new things. And you can use that power. You can use that power to change things and allow your mind to roam free and think of things you haven't thought of for a long time. And that means you can do whatever you want to do. And that strong mind of yours allows you to experience things openly and freely, because nothing in your own mind can ever harm you. As you drift downward toward the back of your mind, it's just easier to let things happen almost by themselves, letting that unconscious mind connect and understand and respond to those things you might hear without needing to listen or to do anything at all. As you journey further inward, I'd like you to picture yourself walking down a little path toward a small woodland clearing, and streaming through the top branches of the encircling trees, you notice little dancing beams of sunlight filtering through, covering the grass below with just a soft circle of sunlight. And as you stand at the very edge of that clearing, about to enter, I'd like to ask you to visualize within that circle of light the very qualities of life you're now looking for. A more relaxed and comfortable feeling, always calm and focused, filled with patience, always connected, at peace with yourself and all that's around. A life more balanced, flowing with a stream of positive energy, everything working together in perfect harmony. All of those qualities I'd like for you to see within that circle of light. And as you see yourself now walking into the middle of that circle of light, surrounding yourself with all those qualities in the very center, there's a growing sense of calmness, a new focus toward beginning to enjoy your life and the people around you again as you blanket yourself with those new feelings and you start to see yourself the way you want to become as you stand in the middle of that circle, feeling the warmth on the back of your shoulders, feeling the newness of life as you're being filled with those new qualities. All of those old fears are being pushed out of the way, and all of those old anxieties from that distant past, those worried thoughts that had tried to convince you they were useful, you see now are no longer needed, as those old feelings come up for the last time before you feel them now disappearing, replaced with new energy from those positive qualities. And as you now begin stepping out of the center of that circle of light, you choose to never look back at the negative left behind, All the dark shadows of fear, of doubt and anxiety, those old unhealthy feelings have faded, because dark shadows can no longer live in the light of awareness. As you see yourself now connected with a new way of seeing and a new way of hearing, a new way of feeling about yourself, about your life, realizing now that at the very center of who you are and have always been is that same ever-burning light of wisdom, knowledge, and connection. A light able to illuminate all the different colors that make up your unconscious mind, just like that box of crayons you had when you were 5 or 6 years old. Different colors all mixed together, a blend of reds and blues and greens, purples and yellows, all mixing together perfectly. And as you remain connected with that light at the very center of yourself, your unconscious mind is able to illuminate valuable resources and knowledge deep within that you've always had and known about, but until now you hadn't realized how much you know and understand. And you might enjoy the surprise of knowing this ability to remain connected with that center of awareness where peace and calmness reside, lies within yourself, and gives you permission now to live life more fully and completely. And that past, with all those anxious thoughts, like flipping an electrical switch, has lost its power. It's over, it's finished and done, because now that past is only a thought somewhere in the back of your mind, and in its place is a calm awareness that the light of your human spirit is still burning brightly, ready to continue illuminating the path of life as you continue your journey. And as we move forward toward completing this journey, I'd like for you now to pay attention to what it might be like to separate one part of yourself from the other, and to see that part of you floating up several feet, and then looking back down and seeing that other part of yourself in such a pleasant state of relaxation and calmness, enjoying the balance all around, having gained so much wisdom and insight to go with those new qualities now a part of you. And now that you have permission to see what surprises you might find on the other side of that door of awareness, you know you can visit again, because it's a place you're carrying around deep within. And anytime you wish, you can reconnect with the center of yourself, where that unconscious mind can redirect those thoughts to slow down and return to a calm state of focus, as you may recall how the little ripples on the surface of that lake began to fade away and become mirror smooth as the wind quietens down and becomes perfectly still. And in a moment, as you begin to orient yourself to the here and now, and begin to reflect on the steps of the journey you're taking, of how far you've come, and how valuable this time is, I wonder where you might be, or what you might be doing a week from now, or a month, or a year from now, when you look back and clearly see all the different ways you've been able to use this experience in finding solutions to so many life situations. And if you choose to remember a part of this journey, or even forget to remember whatever part of this journey you wish to, it really doesn't matter, because you've allowed valuable change to already take place within your unconscious mind, that part of your mind that always takes care of you and works to keep you healthy and positively focused. And that unconscious mind knows how best in the future to use the knowledge gained during this session, and does so without any conscious effort on your part. So beginning now, as the unconscious mind allows the conscious mind to become more aware of sounds, different sounds in the room, maybe a sensation in one part of your hand or an arm, just a pleasant mix of thoughts and feelings as your awareness continues to drift upward. You see yourself standing again at the bottom of that staircase, beginning that journey upward, taking those first few steps toward full alertness. 1, 2, and 3, becoming more focused on life around you. 4, 5, and 6, feeling maybe more rested and relaxed than you ever have as you continue stepping upward. 7, 8, getting more aware of the here and now. 9, and 10, finding yourself again at the top of that staircase, walking back through that open door, the door of awareness, after a pleasant and valuable journey to a special place you're already planning to visit again.